Hello, my name is Owen Towns, and today I'll be giving a quick review of Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. What I want to do is give a brief overview of what the book's about, and then tell you things I liked and things that I didn't like. Jumping straight into it, 20,000 Leagues is a classic. If you haven't read it, you've definitely heard of it, or heard of the movie, stuff like that. It was published in 1870, so over 150 years ago, which is absolutely insane to me. I actually picked up this copy at a thrift store in London, so it's very, very cool. I think this specific edition was printed in like the 60s or something, so it's not that old, but it feels older to me, and it's got a little story behind it, so I like it a lot. But anyway, that's besides the point. Overview of the book is our narrator basically stumbles upon this mysterious submarine piloted by Captain Nemo, and he goes on an adventure with them. I don't want to get into too much detail in case you don't want to be spoiled, even though it's been out for 150 years. What are you doing at this point? But anyway, going straight into things that I liked, I actually really enjoyed the pacing of this book. A lot of classics read very dry, and I'll get a little bit into like my issues with that later. But honestly, coming into this book, because of how old it is, I was expecting that. But it is very gripping and very engaging in terms of the story. Especially towards the second half, I would say, the book really starts to pick up in terms of the stakes getting higher. But other than the actual action, which admittedly there's not much of, the part that really gripped me was the character of Captain Nemo. And from what I've seen of other people's reviews and just also in pop culture in general, Captain Nemo is a standout character in almost all of fiction because of his specific personality and his view on humanity. It's very interesting, and I'm surprised that for such an old book, I haven't read or seen a character quite like him, especially him being so popular. I'm surprised that I haven't seen like modern day Captain Nemo's executed in a way or as good as Jules Verne did it in 1870. So he was definitely a standout there. I guess going into things that I didn't like, it is a classic book. It was written 150 years ago. It is translated from the original language of French, so I'm sure that added a little bit to some of the clunkiness reading it. Also, the author does like to get lost in his descriptions, as a lot of older authors do, I think. He will describe a lot of fish. He will describe a lot of things that aren't of particular interest to the plot or to me as a reader. But like I said, it is very interesting, and the thoughts that the narrator has about Captain Nemo and the conversations, although rare with Captain Nemo, are some of the best parts of the book, and they really kept me going. And like I said, the second half really ramps up in terms of action as well. So combining that with the character work, overall it's a very, very solid classic, and one of my favorite classics, honestly. I wasn't expecting to like this book so much, but it's actually very, very good. I mean, I'm acting like I'm surprised, even though it's one of the most famous books of all time. But I liked it. You know, I'm stuck reading modern day fiction and stuff like that, and the old stuff is good too, guys. So go check it out. Thank you.